All right, we're back. Normal time, normal place, normal fellas. No Look Podcast. Your boy Yosoy, the man, goddamn. Tyler, we're kind of in that weird in between area. The NBA finals are over. The NHL Stanley Cup is over, which we'll get into very quickly. Um, Football hasn't quite happened yet. We haven't gone into the training camps. There's been a little bit of the spring training. Um, So we're kind of in that weird phase. Maybe we'll bring back some brackets, do some throwbacks. I know we're doing the podals and the scrotals, which I don't. That Tyler informed me is not related to scrotums in any way. But yeah, let's get into it, Tyler. I'll let you have the floor. The Stanley Cup Finals have concluded. Congrats to the Colorado Avalanche, your Stanley Cup champions, defeating the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, congrats to the Avs. Definitely a little sad. I have a little bit of a conspiracy of what happened last night, Austin,
Okay.
if I may. I'm very superstitious when it comes to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I notice that if I watch a game, they lose. I don't watch a game, they win. Well, now it's time to not watch the game. So that's exactly what I did during this series.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch, a few of the games when they lost, and then when they lost and I wasn't watching, I came back and watched it. They were winning. I thought superstition's back on. I can actually watch the games again. Well, last night, game 6, watching the first period, Lightning score, beautiful Steven Stamkos pass, 1-0. First period ends. I said, hey, looking at my significant other, you want to watch Queen of the South? Because, we're on season 4, episode 4, no big deal. Great show if you're not watching it, highly recommend. If you like narcotics and, drug cartels, that's your show. Watch the episode. Next thing I know, it's period 3, and the Lightning are down 2-1. So did I cost the Lightning the Stanley Cup championship? I'll take the blame.
Because you didn't watch.
Because I did not watch the
Hmm.
second period when the goals were scored. When I put the game back on, nobody scored. Nothing happened. So, as in the wise words of my one of my favorite artists of all time, Akon,
Mm-hmm.
you can put that blame on me.
Okay. Yeah, I used to be, as you know quite well, Tyler, I'm very highly OCD in a lot of things I've been working on getting better with. And for some reason, I had this weird thing. It was probably like 2, 3 seasons, but whenever I was watching a Packers game, I could not open up the Twitter app. Snapchat, Instagram, fine, but I could not go on Twitter during the games. And then it just came to a point of realization like I'm doing this and they're still losing, so fuck it. I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and whatever happens, happens. So now I'm not as superstitious, but I also shared that like, oh, I feel like they do better when I don't watch. Let me just turn it off, or turn it off for the rest of the game and wake up, see what happens. But now it's just like whatever.
Yeah, the Lightning. I feel like since they're probably I would say my fourth or third favorite team out of all the sports I watch. It's not the end of the world if I don't watch the whole entire game. Raiders on the other side of it, I gotta watch every single play, regardless of if they win or lose. But
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed some of my superstitions when it comes to the Lightning. Maybe I shouldn't have watched that episode of Queen of the South last night. Maybe we'd be going into Game 7. But T's and P's to the Lightning. Almost had that three-peat. Almost had that dynasty. They were saying end of the dynasty for the Lightning. I still think back to back is no joke in the NHL.
No, for sure. It's definitely no joke, but Tyler, you and I were both pretty adamant on saying anyone who has a three-peat kind of etches their name in stone for being a surefire dynasty. Now there's a little bit more of a conversation around it, much like conversations about Matthew Stafford joining the Hall of Fame, but we're not quite there yet. Now, overall, very exciting NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. I watched a lot of hockey, a lot of Rangers. Obviously they're a good young team. I expect them to be back in the playoffs next year. I also expect the Lightning to be back and probably the Avalanche amongst others.
Dude, Avalanche will probably be there, for the next coming years. McKinnon, Makar, like that whole team, fastest team I've ever seen on ice. Obviously,
Mm.
I haven't watched a lot of hockey, but they just zoom, past the Lightning. And when that happens, especially against our defenders, Sergachev, Hedman, they're no joke. Those guys are big dudes. Cernak. So those guys getting into easy shots, on Vasilevsky, it's only bound to happen. That team was, I thought, the best team in the NHL this season, and well deservedly so, to hoist up the Stanley Cup.
Well, yeah, congrats to the Avs. Congrats also to the bettor that placed a parlay. He had what, the Rams, the Warriors, and the Avalanche in a three-team parlay,
Jesus.
which I Tyler, I don't know if this is set up. This is the second quote unquote free bet, where you sign up and you get a certain amount of credit. Maybe they match what you deposit or whatever, but it said it was a free $500 bet parlay that he correctly predicted. And yeah, he walked away with $269,000. So that's a good little payday
Jesus.
for that. He was in attendance to the game, so we got to watch it happen live. Tyler, say you were in that situation and you are superstitious, and you're like, okay, I'm watching the game and they're losing. I have to walk away. I can't watch the game. Are you leaving the room? Are you leaving the stadium? What are you doing to try to change your luck in that scenario?
I mean, if I'm at the game, I'd probably, try and find something else to do. Maybe hit the nearest. I know in Amalie Arena
Oh
they have a
boy.
bar area,
Oh, I thought
like
he
a
was gonna
beer
say
garden.
something else.
Oh no. Well, I'd have to leave the stadium, catch an Uber to go to where you're thinking, but
Yeah,
maybe go to the bar real quick,
but they're gonna have
crush
the
a couple
game on.
brewskis.
They're gonna have the game on. You're gonna be
You just
watching it
can't
in some
watch.
capacity.
You gotta put the sunglasses on at night and not watch the game at all. I mean,
Hmm.
if I'm superstitious, and the Lightning are down, I just got to do whatever it takes to give them a fair chance.
Yeah. Well, some might say you're superstitious. I am not. I'm just a little stitious. Ah ha ha.
AKA Michael Scott.
Ah, a little dad joke for you there. So yeah, well, that's a little bit of hockey. Tyler.
Well, speaking of in attendance, Austin,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
what did you do this weekend?
I got a third degree burn from the sun yesterday. But the reason behind that is because I was at Angels Stadium watching the Angels play the Mariners, and it was a hot one, Tyler. Your boy Yosoy is not a huge baseball guy, but I had some good price tickets in a decent area, and I had a friend who was there. Hashtag friends. Gotta love spending time with your friends. Um, Second inning, which I wasn't privy to the information. My buddy Connor filled me in on it. I guess the night before, so Mariners Angels played Saturday. I guess the Mariners pitcher had thrown a ball, in the vicinity of Mike Trout's head. This obviously carried over to the next day, which was yesterday, the game I witnessed. Walker, I believe, for the Mariners, took a pitch to the side. And, obviously, a lot of guys that like to act tough, show off some bravado, you know, charge the mound, walk up to it. He starts strutting to the mound. I'm like, all right, he's not going to do shit. Then, out of nowhere, just like flips a switch, beelines towards the fucking Angels dugout. And like, I never understood that. How one guy thinks he's gonna go in like Leonidas from fucking 300 and just take on a whole dugout of the opposing team. Um, you got the both sides clearing. They're going at. There's fists being thrown, Tyler. This isn't like a yell in their face. Hold me back, bro. I would have knocked your head off. Bumgardner's in there. Thor, he's fucking throwing haymakers. There's managers, there's coaches in there trying to restrain one another. It was crazy. They blow off some steam, settle down a little bit, and then not even 30 seconds later, they're back at it. They go back for round two. It was pretty incredible to watch. And then you got guys after the fact throwing, I think, a whole bucket of big league chew out on the field that someone had to go back and rake up. A pack of looked like Bengays out of a cooler was spilled by home plate. So there was some ejections. I didn't follow up to see if there was any suspension. I would imagine so. I forget, there was another pitcher who was out, had a cast on. He's out here clubbing people with the cast. But okay, so the funniest part is, uh, they do the initial fight, right? And like I said,
Right.
they diffuse everything, they cool off. The bullpen, which is coming out of left field, runs up. By the time they get there, they walk back. But then round two starts, and then so they're mixed up. The two teams' bullpens are like, well, shit, we got to go back and help. And they're strutting back. They make it to maybe the infield before they cool off again. And then as they're walking back to the bullpen for the second time, they're like looking over their shoulders, making sure they don't got to run out for a third time. So that was
That
probably the funniest part of it.
that shit reminds me of that one movie where it's like everybody hit somebody.
Hmm.
Bullpens coming out, fucking Stone
Semi-pro.
Cold Stone. Dude, honestly, they should have had the Stone Cold Steve Austin music playing through the speakers as the
Hmm.
bullpen rushes to the infield. But Austin, I do have a question. If you were in that situation, what type of fighter would you be if you were out
Hmm.
there brawling against an opposing team in an MLB?
If I was like the one guy versus the whole team.
No, just like, cause for instance, if I was out there, I'm fighting dirty. Like I'm
Yeah.
punching dicks. I'm fucking, stepping
Tyler's
on feet
crawling
with
around
cleats.
biting ankles.
I'm
uh
doing all the dirty work.
I don't know. Yeah, if I was like up in there, I'm probably just swinging like wildly, ducking my head, hoping not to catch anything. But say I'm like a couple rows back, I might try to like jump and like poke out a couple eyeballs, and just like get from. I don't want your boy Osoy doesn't have a big wingspan, so I gotta do what I can.
I'd be like, Austin, get down, and then you do the
Yeah,
little table, and then I push the guy over you, break
yeah.
his ACL.
Uh,
Hopefully,
I was
if I'm the
thinking.
Mariners, it's Shohei Ohtani, and I'm fucking taking him out for the season.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It was the second inning. I'm like, shit, this is gonna be the one baseball game where fucking Trout and Shohei don't even play the whole game because they get ejected. But luckily, those two stayed in the game. But I was thinking, Tyler, I get down like when you're trying to help your friend dunk or something, and I'll be the tabletop, and you just get a running start and just fucking launch into the middle of the dog pile. Just
Just
come in
cannonball.
flying with a fucking Superman punch or something. That'd be great. No, it was
I kind of want to be in
interesting.
a brawl now. Like now, I just want to run through a brick wall.
I don't think I've ever been in a big brawl like that. The only time I can think of something remotely close is Pop Warner when something happened and everyone was fighting, and then we just all dogpiled the smallest person on the field, Chris Lewitton, and I don't know. We might have stunted something there, messed him up long term, but that was not that was not chill.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a fight. I've seen almost speaking of baseball, but I've
Hmm.
seen little league fights between parents, never players. Probably the
That's
closest I've ever
always the
been.
worst, man.
Yeah.
It's
Probably the
like
closest I've ever been was one time I was rounding third base and I fucking bulldozed the catcher. And you weren't supposed to do that in Little League, I guess, and they
no.
threw me out of the game, but that was the closest I've ever been.
Thought he was fucking Pete Rose out here. Tyler Rose trying to run over the catcher. Golly.
Tyler Rose sounds like a sick porn name.
Yeah. Dude, you'd have to get like a giant rose tattooed on your neck.
Just like one right here on my
Yeah.
Adam's apple.
Yeah. Fucking even though you're in POV the whole time, you can't even see the rose. You have to
Put a
get
thorn on my little wiener.
Yeah, you'd have to get like the rose tattooed on your dickhead, and then like your whole shaft is just like green stem with the thorns on it. That's why they
You
call him
ever
the rose.
you ever been pricked?
Yeah. It's your fucking tagline. All right, enough pricks, enough fights. Let's talk about some real life, Tyler. Um, Basketball. I've been kind of trolling you all day with the Nets memes. Now, maybe in fact Kyrie was trolling everyone, all the NBA fans, but he's not out of the water yet, as you pointed out, Tyler. He opts into his player option for this final season. But you believe this may be a step that would then further him into going onto another franchise.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of it was said that the only way Kyrie Irving would be on a different team is if a sign and trade deal was going to happen and the Nets would have to, play ball in that situation. There was a lot of speculation and rumors that Kyrie was going to the Lakers. He was going to have to take a vet taxpayer minimum of $6 million to go play for the Lakers, but decides, well, this is a business. Let's make a business move. Opt in for the 36. Make another 30 mil this year. But with that being said, of course, like I said before, now that he has signed with the Nets, it now makes it easier for him to move on from the Nets with that sign and trade. So it is June 27th today. I wouldn't be surprised if before the season, Kyrie Irving finds a new home. I'm not sure if it's going to be with the Lakers. There's a lot of speculation around a bunch of teams that want Kyrie. I think at the end of the day, the Nets are either looking for a shitload of first round draft picks or, somebody that's going to come in and facilitate with Kevin Durant. But,
Mm.
Speaking of Kevin Durant, the Nets don't even know if they want to keep Kevin Durant. Today in the news, they were saying that they were prepared to lose the both of them because they didn't want a situation of having only one of them like they did last year. So I mean, on today's Tyler's shit list is the triage of Kevin Durant, even though he hasn't said anything today, Kyrie Irving, and the New Jersey Nets management, because I think if you're trying to get rid of the best scorer in all of the world in Kevin Durant, I don't think you should be a manager of an NBA team. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the guy that's probably the top 3 in the league easily. And you're saying, oh, yeah, we're just prepared to get rid of him. When in reality, it took, forever to get a guy like this in here. And we're just going to let him just, walk out the door.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they weren't fully healthy last year in the
Right.
playoffs. They kind of were both there at the end, but obviously it's like seating wise and chemistry and
Look, yeah, and KD was out, 3 months last year.
mm-hmm.
Kyrie played half the games, due to COVID, maybe even less than that. We traded James Harden, got Ben Simmons, who was out, didn't even play. So, as I said, a few months ago on our podcast, just give us 1 year with this team. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's just, I don't think I could sleep at night knowing that we got rid of everybody just to not even try to formulate some wins.
Well, I mean, this upcoming year would only be like the third season they've been together, right?
Well, I'm saying Ben Simmons, Andre Drummond,
Mm.
Seth Curry, KD, Kyrie, the team that we kind of formulated at the end, but they didn't really play together. Kevin Durant was injured, Kyrie was out, Ben Simmons was injured, so it'd just be nice to see if what Sean Marks put together, our GM, is an actually winning formula. I mean, there's a lot of speculation also, Austin, that there was practices that were held. Steve Nash let practice out, and Kyrie and KD were holding practices behind his back. Don't know if that's 100% true, but that's not a great look for the Nets. The Nets, I feel like, haven't had a really good coach in their building in a very long time. That's a respectable, reputable coach. They bring in these high names of old players or guys that were coaches, but they just can't get the job done. Can't bring all of the star power that the owners and the GMs are bringing together to formulate those wins, those NBA championships.
Yeah, you gotta reset the days since collusion counter in the Brooklyn Nets. You know, now you got Katie and Kyrie going behind the coach's back. I don't know. You may feel differently, Tyler, but I feel like at this point you've already put all your chips right in one pot or all the eggs in one basket. I think at this point you should probably stick with it. Try to bring those guys back. Try to get one full healthy season. Obviously, with a lot of these guys getting up there in age at this point in their career, it's going to be tough. But as you said, you got Simmons, and we haven't really seen what he can do in this, and on this team in this type of scenario. You got Seth Curry, who has been playing really good basketball for what it's worth. When he's in there, he's definitely more of a role player type guy. Um, but yeah, I think you should probably try to run it back and just hope everything happens. Obviously, the East is looking pretty strong this upcoming year. You got the Heat pretty much coming back. You got the Bucks coming back full health. The Sixers, we'll see what happens with them, but it'll be interesting.
Celtics, of course.
Celtics, obviously, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Obviously, another I know busy day in NBA. We got Jaylen Brown. I don't know if you saw, he's like liking tweets about the Celtics, not really giving him the props that he deserves, not giving him his flowers. He liked someone's tweet who mentioned that. So, maybe there's
Hot hot take.
yeah.
I don't think the Celtics make the NBA Finals with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown again.
That's pretty easy to say. Obviously, it's hard to do in its own. But in addition, it's like those guys could not be on the same team together. The Celtics might make it, but they might not make it together if one of them leaves and or both.
Well, no, I'm saying like this Celtics team that they have right now, they like Jason. I don't think Jason Tatum will make another NBA Finals.
I don't agree with that. I think Jason Tatum has definitely hit that next step in his career. I think he's only getting better. Excuse me. I think there's a lot of young guys on that team as well. You look at Grant Williams. I forget who's the other Williams. Robert Williams.
Robert, who's a
Um,
beast. I love Robert Williams.
yeah, he was hurt. Obviously, if he wasn't playing through that ankle injury, that could be a different series. You got White off the bench, Pritchard, a bunch of guys playing good minutes. Obviously, Horford is a big question mark. You can tell he definitely put his whole heart into this playoff run in the NBA Finals. He came up big in situations. Marcus Smart, he's going to be needing some money. He's going to have to get paid this offseason or whenever his contract is up. I'm not sure if it's this offseason. But, it's tough with a team like that, Tyler, to draft and develop and keep all these guys around. We've been seeing it with the Packers for years. Micah Hyde, Casey Hayward, XYZ. It's like you get these guys and they're young and they're playing well together, but okay, once their rookie contract is up, you're not going to be able to afford to keep them all around. Um, Whereas, and on the other side of things, you got like a team like the Lakers where LeBron gets a lot of money. I mean, who'd they have their championship run? They had, AD,
AD,
but then they had guys on kind of lower contracts like Monk. You had, what is it? Howland
bro, I can't even think of
TH.
T.H. Horton.
Yeah. Who did they have? They didn't have Ariza or
Did they have
Westbrook.
Rondo?
They might have had
Was Ron
Rondo. I mean,
was
I
Rondo
know
on that team?
it's an asterisk next to that
Was Drummond
finals,
on that team?
anyways.
I feel like Drummond was on that team.
I think so. They definitely had KCP.
Was Lamar Odom on that? No.
Yeah, I think they had Kwame Brown too.
They might
Andrew
have had
Bynum.
Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, they might have. Anyways, my point there was it's tough to kind of
2020
retain those
feels like
guys.
17 years ago.
Yeah,
Like
ever
when they
since
won it.
COVID, I feel like I've been aging in dog years. It's not good. But we'll see what happens. Interesting off season for the NBA. Speculation like
I
Damian
mean,
Lillard is trying to recruit KD.
yeah.
We'll see what happens with Melo.
Yeah.
Kyrie, obviously.
I mean,
The
free
Knicks are
agency is
gonna
coming
do in the
up right
Knicks.
around the corner. So free agency should be here in about 2 weeks, I think. And then we got the, rookie summer league and whatnot. But free agency is going to be huge. Also, I don't even know if you want to pull this up, but upcoming free agents. There's going to be a
Mhm.
lot of big names that are coming out this season, and a lot of guys that have team options, player options, but unrestricted free agents.
Mhm.
Um, Speaking of on the move, John Wall today reached a buyout with the Houston Rockets,
Mhm.
expected to sign with the Clippers. Huge move there. We haven't seen John Wall play in, I feel like, 17 years.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a while.
yeah, been injured all last season, didn't play, didn't suit up when he was healthy. Made a business decision, but now he's going to play with Kawhi, going to play with Paul George. I don't know how that's going to work, by the way. Paul George, Kawhi. John Wall.
That'll be
Very
exciting.
interesting.
That'll be exciting at the
You would
very
think.
least.
You would think, but also, there's one ball.
Right, exactly. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll see the progression of John Wall in his career where he's come to the realization that he doesn't have that same, next gear and he can be more of a passer. But, yeah, he was number 2 on the 2022 free agent list, Tyler. Harden's number 1. He does have the player option. John
Which
Wall,
he's expected to sign with the Sixers. He would be
mhm,
stupid not to.
yeah, to give up that money.
How much is
Westbrook,
it? 43?
yeah, 42,782,880. So it's pretty much 43.
Did you just read me a fucking phone number?
Yeah. 42.7. Let's round it up. Russell Westbrook is the third. He also has a player option. I would assume he stays with the Lakers. I don't really see them getting any trade value for him. I don't know. What's the market for Russell Westbrook look like these days, Tyler?
Well, Orlando needs a point guard, so
Hmm.
he could come on down to Orlando. I don't know. I hand up. I low key miss where I hate super teams. Let me just put it that way.
Hmm.
Now, being a Nets fan, obviously,
Hmm.
I've had a super team for a few years now. But I miss the days of where it was like you would face the Magic, you would face Tracy McGrady. It wouldn't be a great team, but you're facing that one superstar.
Hmm.
Maybe we're in that era now where every team's going to have at least two or three because there's not a lot of guys on the court, and also basketball's disparity in talent is so high. But I miss the days where like there's maybe one or two players on a team that are absolutely astronomically good.
Hmm.
Like put fucking Russell Westbrook on. I don't even know who is like the worst team.
This year?
Yeah, was it
Uh, I mean the Magic
the
are probably
Rockets
up
or the
there.
Magic? Yeah, I mean,
Rockets.
put Russell Westbrook on the Magic. Now you're making it interesting. Russell Westbrook might have a triple double.
Yeah.
I just miss those days. Where it was. I guess it really stopped happening back when like KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce got together back in 2007, 2008. But I just think we need to get back to that where it's like, NBA teams can't afford to have, you know, three or four players that just have the fucking max contract.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. They don't really have as many like smaller guys stepping up. Remember like Mike Miller or James Jones hitting big shots in the finals. Now it's just kind of more of a super team, race to the super team, like you mentioned. But there are some other big name guys on this list, Tyler. Bradley Beal, Gary
Oof.
Harris, Zach LaVine, Ricky Rubio, Iguodala, Thaddeus Young, T.J. Warren, Jeremy Lamb, Aiton, Ibaka. There's some good role playing
What's
guys.
Aiton's contract? Is that a player option? That has to be because it was a rookie contract. I feel
No.
he's
Um,
unrestricted.
yeah, it says there's like a legend here where if it's highlighted in green, it says player option, and then highlighted in red is club option, but there's neither next to his.
Hmm.
So he got 10 mil. But he is so it says restricted free agent. So
Yeah.
that probably
So
goes
what
hand in
that
hand
means
with
is
his
that
rookie.
if I think that means that if the Suns put in a qualifying offer for him
Hmm.
and someone offers him like for instance 4 years, 120, the Suns have the opportunity to match that if they wanted to. They don't have to, but they
Hmm.
they get the option to say, well, if you're going to pay him that much, we'll match it and we then sign him for that much.
Yeah, I mean, I think he hasn't done anything special, but as far as traditional big men go, I'd put him right up near the top. He does well in the paint. He gets rebounds. He's a good rim protector. So if
Oh,
that's
he's easily top 3 rebounders in the league.
yeah.
Drummond's up there. I don't know who else, but I'm sure there's someone else up there. But Aiton's probably number 1 or 2.
Hmm. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the question is, do the Suns try to maintain that same type of offensive scheme, or do they follow the trend of the rest of the NBA and go more small ball? And get a borderline power forward in there that can shoot threes and stretch the floor at the 5 position.
I mean, if I'm the Suns, I'm signing Ayton. I just feel like it's a bad decision not to because of what he's brought to Phoenix since he's been a rookie there. And I feel like he really hasn't hit his full potential yet. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the guy is a bona fide stud defensively, blocking shots, defensive rebounds, offensively with rebounds. He's lost a lot of his points per game because of the Devin Bookers and the Chris Pauls and Cam Johnson stepping up and things like that. He's taken that role where he's the guy. If you need me to score, I will score. And at that point, you got to respect him for that because that dude's a big body, and I think he at any given time could be a 2020 type of guy,
Mm-hmm.
a Dwight Howard, if you will.
No, I can see that for sure. I was looking up Tyler. You want to take a guess at the top 3 rebounds per game for last season? By the way, none of them were any of the guys you just mentioned.
Wow. Okay. One has to be like 14.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like players.
Oh,
14.7 is the top, then 13.8, then 12.1.
East or West first guy.
The first 3 are all West.
First, so all three of them are West.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Jaren Jackson.
What? No.
Jaren
Think
Jackson's not one of them.
think big men in
Steven
the
Adams.
West. No.
Anthony Davis.
No.
Aiton's not on there.
No.
Jonas Valanciunas.
No.
Wow.
2 of them you should be able to get. The third one, I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if you did.
Wow. Give
One
me
of
the
them,
first team.
maybe one of them's a more defensive oriented guy, but he still gets rebounds.
Can you give me the first team?
Jazz.
Oh, Gobert,
Okay.
obviously. Should have thought about that.
I mean, if I give you the teams, you're gonna know.
Yeah. Because I gotta think about like where they're at.
I mean, the other team
Is
was a playoff team as well.
playoff team as well in the West.
Yeah.
Um, it can't be the Warriors. They don't rebound that well.
Just
Fuck.
just just name all the Western Conference playoff teams and you'll get it easily.
Well, okay. So you got the Warriors. Just say yes or no. Warriors, Lakers, Clippers, uh, Memphis, the Jazz, the who the Jazz face? Fuck. God, I really don't
This is
know.
so fun to watch you go through this because it's. I would probably do the same thing, but once I tell you, you're gonna be like, "What the hell?" Think best players in the NBA.
I mean Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
Think MVP of the NBA.
Oh, Jokic,
Oh,
motherfucker.
Jokic, maybe the best player in the NBA. Couldn't think of him. No, I mean I probably you get put on the spot like that, and your brain goes like
Who's the
everywhere
who's
but number 1. Number
yeah,
3 is
right?
Domantas Sabonis,
Oh. Oh,
which
for the Kings. That's
I
right.
don't
You
even
got
know who he played
I
for.
I keep thinking he plays for the Pacers. That's a I I don't know. I think because the uniform has yellow in it and his hair is blonde, he just fits
Hmm.
perfectly with the Pacers. He's a Pacer guy.
Yeah, I think he's actually a free agent now because it just says TOT next to his name. I'm not sure what that means. So that's 3: Capella, Embiid, Giannis, Valanciunas. Um, Drummond wasn't even on there, and he's like top 15 maybe. But anyways, it's some good stats right there. I mean, 14 rebounds a game is very solid, especially for
I
someone
mean,
who's like a defensive-minded guy.
I would like to take back the top rebounder because Gobert has to be number one for me now. That I think about it, that guy
Yeah.
is just fucking. He swallows up the boards.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at a lot of these guys though. Like Jokic, he can shoot. Sabonis can shoot. Capella, no. Embiid, yes. Tenakupo, kind of. Valanciunas, kind of. Like most of these guys are able to stretch the floor and shoot the ball.
IMO, I mean, Embiid is the best big man in the league, though. No, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
I mean that he can shoot, he can play defense, he can rebound. The guy, he can pass. He's everything.
Mm.
He's better than Jokic in my opinion. Embiid got ripped off in that MVP this season, if I may say so myself. So, in my opinion, Embiid is the best rebounder.
Yeah, I can't necessarily argue with that. Tyler, you wanna do this again? You wanna try assists per game?
Uh,
This one's actually interesting. The top three, only one of them is a point guard, or only one of them is a guard for that much.
Luca
Yep,
is number what?
he's number one, 8.7.
Wow, I'm shocked I got that first one. I might just ride my coattails on that. Let's see. East or West?
One is East, one is West, and like I said, they're neither of them play the guard position.
LeBron?
Nope,
He has to be top five.
nope,
Wow, he's not top 10?
nope.
Uh, you said neither of them are point guards or guards in general?
Right.
Fuck. Jokic?
Mm-hmm.
Jokic? He's number two or number three?
He's number two.
Number three, I think it's Embiid, right?
Nope, another Eastern Conference star.
Tatum?
Wait, this list. All right, this can't be right. What kind of list is this?
Are you
Oh
beefing with me
wait,
right now?
interpret with a minimum of 57.4 games played. So, all right, that's what's throwing me off because there's a lot of guys who were hurt.
That's fine though. I mean,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
but yeah, there's like after that,
Who was
there's
third?
there's not another guard until like I don't know. This list may be wrong, but it says Giannis is third
Okay,
because
I
it
believe
goes
that.
8.7, 7.9, then 5.8. But like I see Chris Paul nowhere on this list. So I feel like this is not accurate.
Wow, just playing with my emotions.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun to watch you embarrass yourself for a little bit though.
Well, why not embarrass each other and play some Podal then?
All right, I'm down. Do we want to what else were we gonna talk about? Do you want to do that and then talk a little bit of football?
Yes,
All right.
see Poppy.
All right. What we gotta do, what's the other one? Podal and then what's the NFL one?
Weddle
Weddle.
or it might be Wordle.
No, you're right, it is Weddle. All right. I'm gonna share the screen with you.
What's our average on this? It has to be like three guesses. No, for basketball it has to be four or five.
Well, I mean, we got the first one in like one guess, and then the rest of them I don't even know if we got any of them right. Maybe we're probably like 1 for 5 at this point.
All right, Austin. I'm feeling a specific player. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes. Okay, he's in the East. He plays forward. Kevin Durant.
Yeah, might as well. Higher than four. Okay, that didn't help.
So what
He's
is it?
taller.
He's
So
taller than
it's in it's
6'10".
in. What about who plays for the Hawks?
Herder.
Is
I
it
don't.
Capella?
Capella. He's not a. Capella's not a forward. Could be
Oh
Siakam or Giannis
no,
maybe.
Siakam plays for the Raptors.
Oh right,
We could try
Giannis.
Giannis. Yeah, he's
Hey, look at that. Three
dude.
guesses.
You're a fucking living legend, Austin.
Thank you. Thank you. That is a very easy one. I mean, what was it
That
last
was
time?
easy.
It was like fucking the guy in the
Fucking
Lakers that
Gary Trent Jr. or something like that.
not even. It was someone on the Lakers that we had no idea.
Yeah.
All right, so who do you want to guess here? Let's just do it like a random guy.
Hunter Renfro.
Of course.
You can't type it in.
Oh, all right. Not a bad guess. We got oh, can I type it in?
Yeah, doofus,
Oh, shit.
dummy.
I thought you had to do it from the pull down. The Weddle website is far uh
Easier, way easier.
inferior. No, I'm saying it's
Yeah,
inferior. Just the website is not as good. So AFC West wide receiver, um,
Judy.
younger than 26. Yeah, we could say
Also,
Judy
also,
or
yeah, it has to
Mike
be Judy. It has to be Judy.
or Mike Will, right?
Wow,
Under 10.
less than 10.
What number is Mike Williams? He's 81.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't see the number. Okay. Who's the other guy? Tim
Is it
Patrick?
Juju? Is it Juju?
Juju is 9, right? No, but he's under 26.
No, no. Juju's like 22.
What? No. Okay,
Type
you may be
type it in.
right. He's not 22, but got it. Good job.
Fucking three guesses.
He's 25. I forgot how young he is.
Three guesses.
Three and three. I'll give ourselves a little pat on the back for that, T. We did a good job.
That was clutch right there.
Very nice.
That
Uh,
means that you have to draft Juju next year in fantasy.
he wouldn't be a bad sleeper pick, honestly. I'm not gonna like
At what
pick him
point,
too high.
what round are you gonna draft him?
Uh,
Talking 13th round, still on the board. He's
nah.
salivating over him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say he's probably like a 6 or 7 round type guy.
What?
What?
I'd leave him to you. Have him.
In PPR leagues, dudes. Oh,
Have
dude.
at him,
All
bro.
right, all right. We'll see. I'll see what Fantasy Pros is saying. But
He's gonna screenshot this fucking segment right here.
yeah, timestamp it. What are we at? 45-14 is when Tyler said that this was a bad decision, and I'll prove him wrong. But talking about football, Tyler, um, I don't know. Did you want to talk about Arch Manning, or did you want to get into more so of the NFL stuff? I know.
No, I mean we might as well touch on it. Arch Manning signing with Texas. I guess this guy is, finally gonna be a senior this upcoming year, right, Austin?
I don't know. Yeah, I thought he was just gonna be in 8th grade forever, but I think yeah he is class 23, which would make sense. So
Yeah, after I think his final three were Texas, which obviously he chose. I think one was
hmm.
Alabama. I could be wrong. He picked that
Hmm.
top three, but
Well,
decided to go with Texas.
where did his dad go? Ole
His dad
Miss?
went to, well, Eli went to Ole Miss.
Yeah, I
Is that his
thought
dad?
no
Or his
Cooper.
dad is yeah. Peyton went to Tennessee. Eli went to Ole Miss, I
He went
think,
to Mississippi, University of Mississippi.
which is Ole Miss. That's Cooper went there?
No, that's not Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, it is.
Ole Miss. What? I thought that was separate.
What?
No, I guess you're right. All right. So yeah, that is Ole Miss because I thought the whole family was from there, and then Peyton just went to Tennessee.
Well,
I was
either
thinking
way,
Mississippi State, but yeah, I
Arch
mean,
going
what do you
Arch
think
going
like compelled them to go to Texas? That was like completely out of left field.
I honestly don't know, and I don't know if it's like bringing Texas back. Like he has like this thing where he's like, we gotta bring back the horns and we gotta Texas football. But I'm here for it, honestly, Austin.
Hmm.
I love seeing, these old. It's kind of like USC's, the Notre Dames, the Texases, the Florida Gators. Like seeing those teams that used to be good back in the day, finally getting back to where they, should be after a long few years of being out of it. Texas is one of those teams that's always been around. Vince Young, Ricky Williams, a lot of great players coming out of there. I'm
Hmm.
excited for Arch Manning. I think it's a good decision. I think he's going to cement his own legacy there too. Kind of like Peyton did, not
Hmm.
going to Ole Miss, deciding to go on his own path. And I think it's what he needs to kind of get out of his comfort zone and potentially lead Texas to a natty. I think this is just going to be a domino effect. You get one guy like this, you're going to start getting 5-star recruits left and right.
I'll tell you one thing I know. Mm, McConaughey
Mm,
is one happy fella. But no, I mean it's definitely interesting, Tyler, because obviously there's been a lot of like praise and I mean incredible amount of pressure and expectations for Arch Manning. But he easily could have gone to like a maybe even an Old Miss or I mean I guess
I was hoping
Texas
LSU.
isn't SEC. It's not like he went to Alabama, but I was gonna say like he could have gone to a smaller Division 1 school and probably put up better numbers. Now he's like basically in the mecca of college football in Texas, and he's got all the spotlight on him. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs, but still gotta
I
wait another
wouldn't doubt.
year.
I wouldn't doubt like a lot of NIL deals came out of this. Like they said, hey, you go to Texas, you're gonna make an extra, 5 mil or something like that. But I was hoping
Yeah,
him going to LSU because Archie Manning lives in Louisiana. I'm pretty sure most of the family lives in Louisiana. But getting LSU back on Bourbon Street, like
yeah.
those that would have been sick. I think Archie Manning would have enjoyed
Let me just
being
say,
in Baton Rouge with the Gators and the fucking gumbo and the jambalaya and the fucking Saints go marching in. You know what I'm talking about? I mean,
big Saints
that's
guy, big
that would
NOLA
have been
guy.
my first pick. But I don't disagree with this Texas pick.
The NI what is it? NIL?
Yeah,
That's just a giant fucking loophole, right? Because you get all, what it's branding. So what
yeah,
you get a booster who owns fucking, you know, Apple or
fucking
Microsoft or Chick-fil-A,
and
and it's like,
he owns a
oh,
fucking O'Reilly's.
yeah, I mean McConaughey probably owns a chain of fucking what is that shit? I lost it. Canes. McConaughey probably owns all the
Fuck,
canes in Texas, and he's like, all right, I'll pay you if you come to Texas, but it's coming out of the canes thing. He's gonna write off on his taxes, and technically it's
fucking
an
deal,
NIL
dude.
deal. Like,
You give me free Raising Canes, I'll fucking play anywhere you want.
is Canes? You like Canes better than Chick-fil-A though?
Dude, Raising Cane's is the best fast food fried chicken you can get.
I don't know about that. I mean,
What's better?
Chick-fil-A is still tier one
No
for me. It's
shot,
S
dude.
tier.
Nope, S tier. No, Chick-fil-A. If you lived in the South Austin, you would know Chick-fil-A is by far B slash maybe C tier. Raising Cane's S by far.
I mean, maybe they make it different there, but as far as what I've had out in California, I still think Chick-fil-A is tops.
No, no shot.
Mm.
When's the last time you had Cane's?
It's been a while.
Yeah. My idea, Austin, speaking of Raising Cane's, opening up a fast food, like one of those duo ones,
Okay, yeah.
and co- uh, combining the menus like as a secret menu,
Mm,
but you get a Taco Bell and a Raising Cane's together, and like you can just like make up like different fast food like secret menu items, like fried chicken tacos, fucking fried
mm.
chicken nachos with some queso and some hot. Oh my
Wow,
god,
I
some
just got really hungry.
fried chicken crunch wrap supreme, my guy. You
Ooh,
know what I'm talking about. Come on.
yeah. Damn. Imagine how busy it would be if you had like a dual one of those like you're talking about and it had Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out. I feel like that would just
Stupid.
yeah, you wouldn't even be able to move. Be
Yeah.
so insanely busy.
Why don't fast food places have the gas stations? Like I feel like they should if that's like the one place that should have a gas station, you know? All of them.
In case you run out or just in general.
Like if Chick-fil-A had a gas station, they would have like the cheapest gas in the nation.
Mm,
Because they're like, we gotta have cheap gas because God said so, you know?
yeah. Definitely the most homophobic gas in the nation, that's for sure.
Yeah, well.
I mean, that's just what they are, I'm calling a spade a spade. I'm not sharing any news that no one else knew.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't really know if there's anything else going on. Travelers this week, right, for golf. I don't know if that means anything to anyone.
Not to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, This, like I said, this was kind of one of those in between episodes. Next week, we'll probably definitely
Maybe we
have to
bring
come up
back
with
brackets
something.
next week. I mean,
Yeah, we'll probably have to. I just think there's not enough NFL to talk about.
although
I
I
mean,
will say,
unless
Austin,
Kyrie does something crazy.
next week, next Monday, we probably will be off Fourth
Oh,
of
yeah.
July. So we'll say we'll be back on Thursday,
Okay.
for Thirsty Thursday because I'm gonna be on a beach somewhere, probably half inebriated, watching fireworks go off. So
Yeah.
you
Probably
can
be
count me
drooling on
out.
myself down in San Diego. Trying to find my way back. Yeah, no, definitely. For our No Look Podcast viewers, have a good, safe, fun 4th of July weekend. I'll be right back, Monday Night Gaming, and that's all we got. So stick
What
around.
what playing?
Apex Legends, the only
Fuck.
battle royale that's worth playing right now.
Never mind. All right, it's nice knowing you guys. Have
Yeah,
fun.
he
Be
wasn't
safe.
gonna play shit anyways.
I'll be playing fucking some sports game in the living room.
He's gonna put he's gonna put Devin Booker and Damian Lillard on the on the Nets, trade him for Kyrie, and see if they
You're
can win
crazy.
championship.
I've already traded a number overall 99 Tyler Hayes
Oh
five
boy!
seven on the Nets. Dude's a killer.
All right, I'm signing off. I'll be right back.
Love